And now for a Next News special report.
Now we're diving deep into a significant development on Capitol Hill. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene is taking bold action, introducing a censure resolution against Rashida Tlaib. What provoked this bold move, and why are even Democrats voicing agreement on the censure? Stay with us for this detailed report, and don't leave before our final thought on why this political turmoil matters immensely to our republic. Now, before we dive deep into the political storm brewing on Capitol Hill, let's not forget the anchors that keep this ship steady. Just as a dedicated athlete never loses sight of their training metrics, our commitment to delivering you top-notch news is unwavering. And it's all thanks to our sponsors. Consider them our coach, guiding us to perform at our peak. Similarly, for those aiming to stay in shape, a new study has underlined the importance of regularly checking your weight. It's a simple act, but it can be transformative. And to aid that journey, I've come across a standout supplement that, with natural ingredients that help manage weight. Get an exclusive 51% off this month only by visiting trimwithgary.com or simply click below this video. Now, with that said, the political arena has been abuzz with Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's latest move. The representative from Georgia hasn't minced her words when announcing her intent to formally censure Rashida Tlaib, a fellow member of the House and part of the notable squad. Watch.
It's a kind of a calming feeling when I think of the Holocaust.
I mean, I think it's really important to understand Israel as a racist state.
I mean, this is an apartheid system, Ayman. I mean,
as they shouted ceasefire, as they shouted not in my name, as they shouted never again to Nahum, in Mashallah, the Muslimin in the crowd today.
Now, therefore, be it resolved that Representative Rashida Tlaib be censured.
So what is the root of the issue? Tlaib's polarizing comments in defense of Hamas and her subsequent criticism of Israel's military endeavors. Additionally, she advocated for a ceasefire, which many, including voices from the Biden administration, believe might give the Palestinian terrorist factions more confidence to further their cause. Greene's straightforward approach left little room for speculation. She asserted that Tlaib's expressed viewpoints lean heavily towards being anti-Semitic, anti-American, and unequivocally anti-Israel. The hope here is for House Speaker Mike Johnson to prioritize the censure motion, sending a clear message of congressional disapproval regarding Tlaib's contentious statements. Watch.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Clause 2A1 of Rule 9, I seek recognition to give notice of my intent to raise a question of the privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows. A resolution censuring Representative Rashida Tlaib for anti-Semitic activity, sympathizing with terrorist organizations, and leading an insurrection at the United States Capitol complex. Whereas in May 2019, Rashida Tlaib said that she celebrated the Holocaust and felt a calming feeling when thinking about the genocide of millions of Jews. Whereas in 2020, Rashida Tlaib retweeted an illustration with the caption, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." And this Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO slogan, has been adopted by Hamas and calls for the elimination of Israel and death to all Jews. Whereas in September 2022, Rashida Tlaib, as a member of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, displayed her disdain for Israel, saying, "You cannot claim to hold progressive values, yet back Israel's apartheid government." Whereas instead of denouncing the horrors of Hamas, slaughtering Israelis, and demanding the release of all hostages held by Hamas, Rashida Tlaib stated on October 8, 2023, "The path to the future must include lifting the blockade, ending the occupation, and dismantling the apartheid system that creates the suffocating, dehumanizing conditions that can lead to resistance." Whereas Rashida Tlaib exhibited her hatred for America by reposting a message on October 12, 2023, blaming America for allowing the deaths of Palestinian babies at the hands of Israel. Whereas Rashida Tlaib led an insurrection at the United States Capitol complex on October 18, 2023, which put members of Congress, their staffs, and Capitol visitors in danger by shutting down elevators, stairwells, and points of egress while obstructing official business in both the House of Representatives and the Senate, including a Senate Foreign Affairs Committee hearing. Whereas the insurrection led by Rashida Tlaib was organized by Jewish Voice for Peace, which the Anti-Defamation League calls a radical anti-Israel activist group that advocates for a complete economic, cultural, and academic boycott of the state of Israel, and that believes Israeli policies and actions are motivated by deeply rooted Jewish racial chauvinism and religious supremacism. Whereas members of the Southern Poverty Law Center, a far-left nonprofit organization, were present at the insurrection at the Capitol on October 18, 2023. Whereas several insurrectionists at the Capitol belong to a group messaging chat called Global Intifada, which is the Arabic word for rebellion or uprising, and refers to a series of protests and violent riots carried out by Palestinians in Israel during the last century. Whereas by leading an anti-American and anti-Semitic insurrection on October 18, 2023, Rashida Tlaib followed Hezbollah's orders to carry out a day of unprecedented anger following an explosion at a Gazan hospital, lying about Israel's responsibility for the attack, which United States intelligence agencies said was not perpetrated by Israel. And whereas members of Congress who denounce the United States while praising terrorist organizations are unfit to hold office, now therefore be it resolved that Representative Rashida Tlaib be censured. Representative Rashida Tlaib forthwith present herself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure, and Representative Rashida Tlaib be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker. I yield back, Mr. Speaker.
Wow, that was powerful. I hope it moves forward. But the accusations don't just end at words. The censure motion dives deeper into Tlaib's alleged collaboration, suggesting her association with an extremist anti-Israel faction that supposedly led the insurrection during the recent unauthorized entrance into the Capitol building. Here's more. Tlaib, however, is no stranger to controversy. Not so long ago, a Fox Business journalist confronted her, asking her to address and perhaps clarify her past remarks where she labeled Israel an apartheid state, not to mention her glaring silence on the violent actions of Hamas. Instead of clarifying a response, Tlaib met the questions with a defiant stare. Watch.
Terrorists have cut off babies' heads and burned children alive. Do you support Israel's rights to defend themselves against this brutality?
We're just going to go through here.
You can't comment about Hamas terrorists chopping off babies' heads? Congresswoman, do you have a comment on Hamas terrorists chopping off babies' heads? You have nothing to say about Hamas terrorists chopping off babies' heads? Do you condone what Hamas has done, chopping off babies' heads, burning children alive, raping women in the street?
Okay, you get the point there. Now,
you have no comment.
This hasn't just caused ripples within the opposition, but within her own party. Democrat Jared Moskowitz expressed deep concern and disappointment over members of Congress, particularly spotlighting Tlaib for seemingly sidelining U.S. intelligence and the Biden administration's insights. The focus of Moskowitz's concerns revolved around the narrative surrounding the recent hospital incident, where he stressed the dangers of preferring Hamas narrative over that of U.S. intelligence. And adding weight to these concerns was the voice of a former State Department spokeswoman from the Obama era. Her sentiments echoed many others in believing that the House should censure Tlaib, especially given her pattern of resonating with extremist perspectives. Here's more.
Marjorie Taylor Greene has said, let's censure Rashida Tlaib. Let's censure Rashida Tlaib for terrorist talking points, for lies. Even Democrats have expressed openness to that.
Murray, real quickly, your response to
Yeah, I mean, Kayleigh's right. This government shutdown is looming.
Should they censure rather?
Rashida Tlaib? Sure, I'm fine. I don't agree with her on most things. So I think Congress should actually has a bunch more business to do, like keep the government open, but I don't agree with Rashida Tlaib.
Yet it's worth noting that Tlaib isn't alone on this rocky terrain. A member of the squad, Ilhan Omar, has also had her fair share of confrontations, most notably sidestepping pointed questions about her critique of Israel. One such interaction with the same Fox Business journalist further highlighted the underlying tensions. Take a look.
Congressman, you called for a ceasefire. Are you okay with Hamas terrorists continuing to exist? Do you think that Israel should just lay down their arms and not try to get the hostages out of Gaza? How can Israel have a ceasefire with terrorists whose entire mission is to wipe out their existence?
You're blocking the elevator. She's got.
How can they have a ceasefire if they're trying to wipe out this crazy lady? Don't worry about it.
Wow. As we close tonight's report, it's essential to understand the gravity of these unfolding events. It's not just about party politics or individual biases. It's about holding our representatives accountable. Congress members are the voice of the people. And when they take stances or make statements that sow discord or mistrust, it's a disservice to this republic and its citizens. It's a timely reminder that in a republic like ours, it's imperative to ensure that the narratives we champion align with the values that keep our nation united and strong. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.